men, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, listeners and learners, those who belong to arts, commerce, engineering, and medical science. The most honorable President Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, Reverend Ministers and Doctors, Honorable Advocates, Advertisers, Administrators and Advisors, Reverend Fathers and Mothers, affectionate sons and daughters. I, Dr.RKM from USA, heartily, cordially welcome all of you. It is really nice time, nice place. You are listening the truth of science and spirituality, from language to literature. Dear friends, you know that in this month of August, we celebrate every day with the freedom of soul. For this spiritual soul, for the freedom of this spiritual soul, our starters, beginners, initiators, those who came first on this land, they provided us this wonderful time. Dear friends, everyone knows that our land is the land of freedom fighters, beginners, starters and initiators of the holy religions, and our holy motherland it provides us every kind of freedom, spiritually, socially, nationally, economically, politically. So our nation is really praiseworthy and admirable all over the world. Dear friends, along with it, we must understand how to use the wonderful gift of God in this physical human body. How our mind works. We have a mind and we should learn how to use it. There are two levels of our mind, the conscious or rational level and the subconscious or irrational level. We think with our conscious mind, and whatever we habitually think sinks down into our subconscious mind, which creates according to the nature of our thoughts. Our subconscious mind is the seat of our emotions and is the creative mind. If we think good, good will follow. If we think evil, evil will follow. This is why our mind works. This is the way our mind works. The main point to remember is once the subconscious mind accepts an idea, it begins to execute. It begins to execute it. It is an interesting and subtle truth that the law of the subconscious mind works for good and bad ideas alike. This law, when applied in a negative way, is the cause of failure, frustration, and unhappiness. However, when our habitual thinking is harmonious and constructive, our experience perfect health, success and prosperity, peace of mind and a healthy body are inevitable when we begin to think and feel in the right way. Whatever we claim mentally, feel as true. Our subconscious mind will accept and bring forth into our experience. The only thing necessary for us to do is to get our subconscious mind to accept our idea and the law of our own subconscious mind will bring forth the health, peace, or the position we desire. We give the command or decree, and our subconscious will faithfully reproduce the idea impressed upon it. The law of our mind is this: we will get a reaction or response from our subconscious mind according to the nature of thoughts or idea we hold in our conscious mind. Psychologists and psychiatrists point out that when thoughts are conveyed to our subconscious mind, impressions are made in the brain cells. As soon as our subconscious accepts any idea, it proceeds to put it into effect immediately. It works by association of ideas and uses every bit of knowledge that we have gathered in our lifetime to bring about its purpose. It draws on the infinite power, energy, and wisdom within us. It lines up all the laws of nature to get its way. Sometimes it seems to bring about an immediate solution to our difficulties, but at other times it may take days, weeks, or longer. Its ways are past finding out. Conscious and subconscious terms differentiated. We must remember that these are not two minds. They are merely two spheres of activity within one mind. Our conscious mind is the reasoning mind. It is that phase of mind which chooses. For example, you choose your books, your home, and your partner in life. You make all your decisions with your conscious mind. On the other hand, without any conscious choice on your part, your heart is kept functioning automatically, and the process of digestion, circulation, and breathing are carried on by our subconscious mind through processes independent of our conscious control. Our subconscious mind accepts what is impressed upon it or what we consciously believe. It does not reason things out like our conscious mind, and it does not agree with the controversially. Our subconscious mind is like the soil which accepts any kind of seed, good or bad. Our thoughts are active and might be likened unto seeds. Negative, destructive thoughts continue to work negatively in our subconscious mind, and in due time will come forth into outer experience which corresponds with them. Remember, our subconscious mind does not engage in proving whether our thoughts are good or bad, true or false, but it responds according to the nature of our thoughts or suggestions. For example, if we consciously assume something as true, even though it may be false, our subconscious mind will accept it as true and proceed to bring about results which must necessarily follow because we consciously assumed it to be true. Experiments by psychologists, innumerable experiments by psychologists and others on persons in the hypnotic state have shown that the subconscious mind is incapable of making selection and comparisons which are necessary for a reasoning process. They have shown repeatedly that our subconscious mind will accept any suggestions, however false. Having once accepted any suggestion, it responds according to the nature of the suggestion given. To illustrate the amenability of our subconscious mind to suggestion, if a practiced hypnotist suggests to one of his subjects that he is Napoleon Bonaparte, or even a cat or a dog, he will act out the part with immutable accuracy. His personality becomes changed for the time being. He believes himself to be whatever the operator tells him he is. A skilled hypnotist may suggest to one of his students in the hypnotic state that his back itches, to another that his nose is bleeding, to another that he is marble statue, to another that he is freezing and the temperature is below zero. Each one will follow out the line of his particular suggestion, totally oblivious to all his surroundings, which do not pertain to his ideas. These simple illustrations portray clearly the difference between our subconscious, between our conscious reasoning mind and our subconscious mind, which is impersonal, non-selective, and accepts as true whatever our conscious mind believes to be true. Hence, the importance of selecting thoughts, ideas, and premises which bless, heal, inspire, and fill our soul with joy. The terms objective and subjective mind clarified. Our conscious mind is sometimes referred to as our objective mind because it deals with outward objects. The objective mind takes cognizance of the objective words. Its media of observation are our five physical senses. Our objective mind is our guide and director in our contact with our environment. We gain knowledge through our five senses. Our objective mind learns through observation, experience, and education. As previously pointed out, the greatest function of the objective mind is that of reasoning. Suppose we are one of the thousands of tourists who come to Los Angeles annually. We could come we would come to the conclusion that it is a beautiful city based upon our observation of the parks, pretty garden, majestic buildings and lovely home. This is the working of our objective mind. Our conscious mind is often times referred to as our subjective mind. Our subjective mind takes cognizance of its environment by means independent of the five senses. Our subjective mind perceives by intuition. It is the seat of our emotion and the storehouse of memory. Our subjective mind performs its highest function when our objective senses are in the obedience. In a word, it is that intelligence which makes itself manifest when the objective mind is suspended or in a sleepy, drowsy state. Our subjective mind sees without the use of the natural organs of vision. It has the capacity of clairvoyance and clairaudience. Our subjective mind can leave our body, travel to distant lands and bring back information, often times of the most exact and truthful character. Though our subjective mind, we can read the thoughts of others and read the contents of sealed envelopes and closed safes. Our subjective mind has the ability to apprehend the thoughts of others without the use of the ordinary objective means of communication. It is of the greatest importance that we understand the interaction of the objective and subjective mind in order to learn the truth, the true art of prayer. The subconscious mind cannot reason like our conscious mind. Our subconscious mind cannot argue controversially. Hence, if you give it wrong suggestions, it will accept them as true and will proceed to bring them to pass as conditions, experiences and events. All things that have happened to us are based on thoughts impressed on our subconscious mind through belief. If we have conveyed erroneous concepts to our subconscious mind, the sure method of overcoming them is by the repetition of constructive, harmonious thoughts frequently repeated, which our subconscious mind accepts, thus forming new and healthy habits of thought and life. For our subconscious mind is the seat of habit. The habitual thinking of our subconscious mind establishes deep grooves in our subconscious mind. This is very favorable for us if our habitual thoughts are harmonious, peaceful and constructive. If we have indulged in fear, worry and other destructive forms of thinking, the remedy is to recognize the omnipotence of our subconscious mind and decree freedom, happiness and perfect health. Our subconscious mind, being creative and one with our divine source, will proceed to create the freedom and happiness which we have earnestly decreed. The tremendous power of suggestion. We must realize by now that our subconscious mind is the watchman as the gate, and its chief function is to protect our subconscious mind from false impression. We are now aware of one of the basic laws of mind. Our subconscious mind is amenable to suggestion. As we know, our subconscious mind does not make comparisons or contrast, neither does it reason and think things out for itself. This latter function belongs to our conscious mind. It simply reacts to the impressions given to it by our conscious mind. It does not show a preference for one course of action over another. The following is classic example of the tremendous power of suggestion. Suppose we approach a timid-looking passenger on board ship and say to him something like this: "This look very ill. How pale you are! How pale we are! I feel certain we are going to be set sick. Let me help us to our cabin." The passenger turns pale. Our suggestion of seasickness associates itself with our own fears and forebodings. He accepts our aid down to the berth, and there our negative suggestion, which was accepted by us, is realized. Different reactions to the same suggestion. It is true that different people will react in different ways to the same suggestion because of their subconscious conditioning or belief. For example, if we go to a sailor on the ship and say to him sympathetically, "My dear fellow, you are looking very ill. Aren't you feeling sick? You look to me as if we were going to be seasick." According to our temperament, he either laughs at us, joke, or expresses a mild irritation. Our suggestion fell on deaf ears in this instance because our suggestion of seasickness was associated in his mind with his own immunity from it. Therefore, it called up not fear or worry, but self-confidence. The dictionary says that a suggestion is the act or instance of putting something into one's mind, the mental process by which the mental process by which the thought or idea suggested is entertained, accepted, or put into effect. We must remember that the suggestion cannot impose something on the subconscious mind against the will of the conscious mind. In other words, our conscious mind has the power to reject the suggestion given. In the case of the sailor, he had no fear of such seasickness. He had convinced himself of his immunity, and the negative suggestion had absolutely no power to evoke fear. The suggestion of seasickness to the other passenger called forth his indwelling fear of seasickness. Each of us has his own inner fears, beliefs, opinions, and these inner assumptions rule and govern our lives. A suggestion has no power in and of itself except if you accept it mentally. This causes our subconscious powers to flow in a limited and restricted way according to the nature of the suggestion. How he lost his arm. Every 2 or 3 years, I give a series of lectures at the London Proof Farm in Caxton Hall. This is a farm I founded a number of years ago. Dr. Evelyn Fleet, the director, told me about an article which appeared in the English newspapers dealing with the power of suggestion. This is the suggestion a man gave to his subconscious mind over a period of about 2 years. I would give you my right arm to see my daughter cuted. It appeared that his daughter had a crippling form of arthritis. Both arthritis together with a so-called incurable form of skin disease. Medical treatment had failed to alleviate the condition, and the father had an intense longing for his daughter's healing and expressed his desire in the words just quoted. Dr. Evelyn Fleet said that the newspaper article pointed out that one day the family was out riding when their car collided with another. The father's right arm was torn off at the shoulder, and immediately the daughter's arthritis and skin condition vanished. You must make certain to give your subconscious only suggestions which heal, bless, elevate and inspire us in all our ways. Remember that our subconscious mind cannot take a job. It takes us at our word. How auto-suggestion banishes fear. Illustrations of auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion means suggestion. Auto-suggestion means suggesting something definite and specific to oneself. Dr.RKM, in his excellent manual of auto-suggestion, records the following incident. It has its amusing side, so that one remembers it. A New York visitor in Chicago looks at his watch, which is set an hour ahead of Chicago time, and tells a Chicago friend that it is 12 o'clock. The Chicago friend, not considering the difference in time between Chicago and New York, tells the New Yorker that he is hungry and that he must go to lunch. Auto-suggestion may be used to banish various fears and other negative conditions. A young singer was invited to give an audition. She had been looking forward to the interview, but on 3 previous occasions she had failed miserably due to fear of failure. This young lady had a very good voice, but she had been saying to herself, when the time comes for me to sing, maybe they won't like me. I'll try, but I am full of fear and anxiety. Her subconscious mind accepted these negative auto-suggestions as a request and proceeded to manifest them and bring them into her experience. The cause was an involuntary auto-suggestion, that is silent fear, thoughts emotionalized and subjectified. She overcame it by the following technique. 3 times a day, she isolated herself in a room. She sat down comfortably in an armchair, relaxed her body and closed her eyes. She stilled her mind and body as best she could. Physical inertia favors mental passivity and renders the mind more receptive to suggestion. She counteracted the fear suggestion by saying to herself, I sing beautifully, I am poised, serene, confident and calm. She repeated this statement slowly, quietly and with feeling from 5 to 10 times at each sitting. She had 3 such sittings every day and one immediately prior to sleep. At the end of a week, she was completely poised and confident. When the invitation to audition came, she gave a remarkable, wonderful audition. How she restored her memory. A woman aged 75 was in the habit of saying to herself, I am losing my memory. She reversed the procedure and practiced induced auto-suggestion several times a day as follows. My memory from today on is improving in our department. I shall always remember whatever I need to know at every moment of time and point of space. The impressions received will be clearer and more definite. I shall remain them automatically and with ease. Whatever I wish to recall will immediately present itself in the correct form in my mind. I am improving rapidly every day. And very soon, my memory will be better than it has ever been before. At the end of 3 weeks, her memory was back to normal and she was delighted. How he overcame a nasty temper. Many men who accomplished, who complained of irritability, many men who have complained of irritability and bad temper proved to be very susceptible to autosuggestion and obtained marvelous results by using the following statements 3 or 4 times a day. Morning, noon and at night prior to sleep for about a month. Henceforth I shall grow more good-humored. Joy, happiness and cheerfulness are now becoming my normal states of mind. Every day I am becoming more and more lovable and understanding. I am now becoming the center of cheer and goodwill to all those about me, infecting them with good humor. This happy, joyous and cheerful mood is now becoming my normal, neutral, natural state of mind. I am grateful. The constructive and deconstructive power of suggestion. Some illustration and comments are hetero suggestion. Hetero suggestion means suggestions from another person. In all ages, the power of suggestion has played a part in the life and thought of man in every period of time and each country of the earth in many parts of the world. It is the controlling power in religion. Suggestion may be used to discipline and control ourselves, but it can also be used to take control and command over others who do not know the laws of mind. In its constructive form, it is wonderful and magnificent. In its negative aspects, it is one of the most destructive of all the response patterns of the mind, resulting in patterns of misery, failure, suffering, sickness, and disaster. Have you accepted any of these from infancy? On the majority of us have been given many negative suggestions, not knowing how to thwart them. We unconsciously accepted them. Here are some of the negative suggestions. You can't. You will never amount to anything. You must not. You will fail. You haven't got a chance. You are wrong. It's no use. It's no what you know. It's not what you know, but who you know. The word is going to the dogs. What's the use? Nobody cares. It's no use trying too hard. It's no use trying so hard. You are too old now. Things are getting worse and worse. Life is an endless line. Love is for the birds. You just can't win. Pretty soon you will be bankrupt. Watch out. You will get the virus. You can't trust a soil, etc. Unless as an adult, you use constructive suggestions, which is a reconditioning therapy. The impressions made on you in the past can cause behavior patterns that cause failure in our personal and social life. Autosuggestion is a means releasing you from the mass of negative verbal conditioning that might otherwise distort our life pattern, making the development of good habits difficult. We can counteract negative suggestion. We can counteract our negative suggestions Pick up the paper any day. Pick up the paper any day and you can read dozens of items that could sow the seeds of futility, fear, worry, anxiety, and impending doom. If accepted by you, these doubts of fear could cause you to lose the will for life. Knowing that you can reject all these negative suggestions by giving our subconscious mind constructive auto-suggestions, we counteract all these destructive ideas. Check regularly on the negative suggestions that people make to you. We do not have to be influenced by destructive hetero suggestion. All of us have suffered from it in our childhood and in our teens. If we look back, we can easily recall how parents, friends, relatives, teachers and associates contributed in a campaign of negative suggestions. Study the things said to you and you will discover much of it was in the form of propaganda. The purpose of much of what was said was to control you or instill fear into you. This hetero suggestion process goes on in every home, office, factory and club. We will find that many of these suggestions are for the purpose of making we think, feel and act as others want us to and in ways that are to our advantage. Our suggestions killed a man. Here is an illustration of hetero suggestion. A relative of mine went to a crystal gazer in India who told him that he had a bad heart and predicted that he would die at the next new moon. He began to tell all members of his family about this prediction and he arranged his will. This powerful suggestion entered into his subconscious mind because he accepted it completely. My relative also told me that this crystal gazer was believed to have some strange occult powers and he could do harm or good to a person. He died as predicted, not knowing that he was the cause of his own death. I suppose many of us have heard similar stupid, ridiculous, superstitious stories. Let us look at what happened in the light of our knowledge of the way the subconscious mind works. Whatever the conscious, reasoning mind of man believes, the subconscious mind will accept and act upon. My relative was happy, healthy, vigorous and robust. When he went to see the fortune teller, she gave him a very negative suggestion, which he accepted. He became terrified and constantly dwelt upon the fact that he was going to die at the next new moon. He proceeded to tell everyone about it and he prepared for the end. The activity took place in his own mind and his own thought was the cause. He brought about his own so-called death, or rather destruction of the physical body, or by his fear and expectation of the end. The woman who predicted his death had no more power than the stones and sticks in the field. Her suggestion had no power to create or bring about the end he suggests. Her suggestion had no power to create or bring about the ends he suggested. If he had known the laws of his mind, he would have completely rejected the negative suggestion and refused to give our words any attention, knowing in his heart that he was governed and controlled by his own thought and feeling, like tin arrows aimed at a battleship. The prophecy could have been completely neutralized and dissipated without hurrying him. The suggestion of others in themselves have absolutely no power. Whatever over you accept, the power that you give them through your own thoughts. You have to give your mental consent. You have to entertain the thought, then it becomes your thought and you do the thinking. Remember, you have the capacity to choose. Choose life, choose love, choose health, the power of an assumed major premises. The power of an assumed major premise. Your mind works like a syllogism. This means that whatever major premise our conscious mind assumes to be true determines the conclusion our subconscious mind comes to in regard to any particular suggestion or problem in our mind. If our premise is true, the conclusion must be true. The conclusion must be true as in the following example. Every virtue is laudable. Kindness is a virtue. Therefore, kindness is laudable. Another example is as follows. All formed things change and pass away. The pyramids of Egypt are formed things. Therefore, someday the pyramids will pass away. The first statement is referred to as the major premise, and the right conclusion must necessarily follow the right premise. A college professor who attended some of my science of mind lectures in May 1962 at Town Hall, New York, said to me, "Everything in my life is topsy-turvy, and I have lost health, wealth, and friends. Everything I touch turns out wrong." I explained to him that he should establish a major premise in his thinking, that the infinite intelligence of his subconscious mind was guiding, directing, and prospecting him spiritually, mentally, and materially. Then his subconscious mind would automatically direct him wisely in his investments, decisions, and also heal his body and restore his mind to peace and tranquility. This professor formulated an overall picture of the way he wanted his life to be, and this was his major premise. Infinite intelligence leads and guides me in all my ways. Perfect health is mine, and the law of harmony operates in my mind and body. Beauty, love, peace, and abundance are mine. The principle of right action and divine order govern my entire life. I know my major premise is based on the eternal truths of life, and I know, feel, and believe that my subconscious mind responds according to the nature of my conscious mind thinking. He wrote me as follows. I repeated the above statements slowly, quietly, and lovingly several times a day, knowing that they were sinking deep down into my subconscious mind and that results must follow. I am deeply grateful for the interview you gave me, and I would like to add that all departments of my life are changing for the better. It works The subconscious does not argue controversially. Our subconscious mind is all wise and knows the answers to all questions. It does not argue with us or talk back to us. It does not say we must not impress us with that. For example, when we say, I can't do this, I am too old now, I can't meet this obligation, I was born on the wrong side of the tracks, I don't know the right politician. You are impregnating your subconscious with these negative thoughts, and it responds accordingly. You are actually blocking your own hood, thereby bringing lack, limitation and frustration into our life. When you set up obstacles, impediments and delays in our conscious mind, you are denying the wisdom and intelligence resident in your subconscious mind. You are actually saying in effect that your subconscious mind cannot solve your problem. This leads to mental and emotional congestion, followed by sickness and neurotic tendency. To realize your desire and overcome your frustration. Your frustration, affirm boldly several times a day. The infinite intelligence which gave me this desire leads, guides and reveals to me the perfect plan for the unfolding of my desire. I know the deeper wisdom of my subconscious is now responding, and what I feel and claim within is expressed in the doubt. There is a balance, equilibrium and equanimity. If you say there is no way out, I am lost. There is no way out of this dilemma. I am stymied and below. You will get no answer or response from your subconscious mind. If you want the subconscious to work for you, give it the right request and attain its cooperation. It is always working for you. It is controlling your heartbeat this minute and also your breathing. It heals a cut on your finger and its tendency is life ward. Forever seeking to take care of you and preserve you. Your subconscious has a mind of its own, but it accepts your patterns of thoughts and imagery. When you are seeking an answer to a problem, your subconscious will respond, but it expects you to come to a decision and to a true judgment in your conscious mind. You must acknowledge the answer is in your subconscious mind. However, if you say, I don't think there is any way out, I am all mixed up and confused, why don't I get an answer? You are neutralizing your prayer like the soldier marking time. You do not get anywhere. Still, the wheels of your mind relax, let go, and quietly affirm, my subconscious knows the answer. It is responding to me now. I give thanks because I know the infinite intelligence of my subconscious knows. My subconscious knows all things and is revealing the perfect answer to me now. My real conviction is now setting free the majesty and glory of my subconscious mind. I rejoice that it is so. Dear friends, you are listening the great miraculous powers of the mind that God has given us since our birth. Dear friends, we are to concentrate upon the power of God-gifted mind, heart, lungs, kidney, God has gifted us in the form of internal organs. We are to care the miracle working power of your subconscious. The power of your subconscious is enormous. The power of your subconscious is enormous. It inspires you. It guides you and it reveals to you names, facts and scenes from the storehouse of memory. Your subconscious started your heartbeat, controls the circulation of your blood and regulates your digestion assimilation and elimination. When you eat a piece of bread, your subconscious mind transmutes it into tissue, muscle, bone and blood. This process is beyond the ken of the wisest man who walks the earth. Your subconscious mind controls all the vital processes and functions of your body and knows the answer to all problems. Your subconscious mind never sleeps, never rests. It is always on the job. You can discover the miracle working power of your subconscious by plainly studying to your subconscious prior to sleep that you wish a certain specific thing accomplished. You will be delighted to discover that forces within you will be released, leading to the desired results. Here then is a source of power and wisdom which places you in touch with omnipotence or the power that moves the world, guides the planets in their course and causes the sun to shine. Your subconscious mind is the source of your ideals, aspirations, and altruistic urges. It was through the subconscious mind that Shakespeare perceived great truths hidden from the average man of his day. Undoubtedly, it was the response of his subconscious mind that caused the Greek sculptor Phidias to portray beauty, order, symmetry, and proportion in marble and bronze. It enabled the Italian artist Raphael to paint Madonnas and Ludwig van Beethoven to compose symphonies. In 1955, lectured at the Yoga Forest University, Rishikesh, India. Dear friends, you are really praiseworthy and we are really lucky because we have the great importance at the international level. Through the mouth of the outsiders, foreigners, we listen the praise of this nation. In 1955, I lectured at the Yoga Forest University, Rishikesh, India, and there I chatted with a visiting surgeon from Bombay. He told me about Dr. James S. Taylor, a Scotch surgeon who worked in Bengal before either or other modern methods of anesthesia were discovered between 1843 and 1846. Dr. S. Taylor performed about 400 major operations of all kinds, such as amputations, removal of tumors and cancerous growths, as well as operations on the eye, ear and throat. All operations were conducted under mental anesthesia only. This Indian doctor at Rishikesh informed me that the post-operative mortality rate of patients operated on by Dr. SDL was extremely low, probably 2 or 3%. Patients felt no pain and there were no deaths during the operations. Dr. SDL suggested to the subconscious mind of all his patients who were in the hypnotic state that no infection or septic conditions would develop. You must remember that this was before Louis Pasteur, Joseph Lister and others who pointed out the bacterial origin of disease and causes of infection due to unsterilized instruments and virulent organisms. This Indian surgeon said that the reason for the low mortality rate and the grade and the general absence of infection, which was reduced to a minimum, was undoubtedly due to the suggestions of Dr. Astiela to the subconscious minds of his patients. They responded according to the nature of his suggestion. It is simply wonderful when you conceive how a surgeon over 120 years ago discovered the miraculous, wonderful working powers of the subconscious mind. Doesn't it cause you to be seized with a sort of mystic awe when you stop and think of the transcendental powers of your subconscious mind? Consider its extrasensory perception, such as its capacity for clairvoyance and clairaudience, its independence of time and space, its capacity to render you free from all pain and suffering, and its capacity to get the answer to all problems, be they what they may. All these and many more reveal to you that there is a power and intelligence within you that far transcends your intellect, causing you to marvel at the wonders of it all. All these experiences cause you to rejoice and believe in the miracle working powers of your own subconscious mind. Your subconscious is your book of life. Whatever thoughts, beliefs, opinions, theories, or dogmas you write, engrave or impress on your subconscious mind, you shall experience them as the objective manifestation of circumstances, conditions, and events. What you write on the inside, you will experience on the outside. You have two sides to your life, objective and subjective, visible and invisible, thought and its manifestation. Your brain receives your thought, which is the organ of your conscious reasoning mind. When you conscious or objective mind accepts the thought completely, it is sent to the solar plexus. It is sent to the solar plexus called the brain of your mind, where it becomes the flesh and is made manifest in your experience. As previously outlined, your subconscious cannot argue. It acts only from what you write on it. It accepts your verdict or the conclusion of your conscious mind as final. This is why you are always writing on the book of life, because your thoughts become your experiences. The American essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Man is what he thinks all day long." What is impressed in the subconscious is expressed. What is impressed in the subconscious is expressed. William James, the father of American psychology, said that the power to move the world is in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is one with infinite intelligence. boundless wisdom. It is fed by hidden springs and is called the law of life. Whatever you impress upon your subconscious mind, the later will move heaven and earth to bring it past. You must therefore impress it with right ideas and constructive thoughts. The reason there is so much chaos and misery in the world is because people do not understand the interaction of their conscious and subconscious minds. When these two principles work in concord, in peace, and in synchronously together, you will have health, happiness, peace, and joy. There is no sickness or discord when the conscious and subconscious work together harmoniously and peacefully. The tomb of Hermes was opened with great expectancy and a sense of wonder because people believed that the greatest secret of the ages was contained therein. The secret was as within, so without, as above, so below. In other words, whatever is impressed in your subconscious mind is expressed on the screen of space. This same truth was proclaimed by Moses, Isha, Jesus, Buddha, Zoroaster, Lao Tzu, and all the illuminate seers of the ages. Whatever you feel as true, subjectively is expressed as conditioned experiences and events. Motion and emotion must balance as in heaven is your own mind. So on earth, in your body and environment, this is the great law of life. You will find throughout all nature the law of action and reaction, of rest and motion. These two must balance. Then there will be harmony and equilibrium. You are here to let the life principle flow through you rhythmically and harmoniously. The intake and the outgo must be equal. The impression and the expression must be equal. All your frustration is due to unfulfilled desire. If you think negatively, destructively, and viciously, these thoughts generate destructive emotions which must be expressed and find an outlet. These emotions, being of a negative nature, are frequently expressed as ulcers, heart trouble, tension, and anxieties. What is your idea or feeling about yourself now? Every part of your being expresses that idea. Your vitality, body, financial status, friends, and social status represent a perfect reflection of the idea you have of yourself. This is the real meaning of what is impressed in your subconscious mind and which is expressed in all phases of your life. We injure ourselves by the negative ideas which we entertain. How often have you wounded yourself by getting angry, fearful, jealous, or vengeful? These are the poisons that enter your subconscious mind. You are not born with these negative attitudes. Feed your subconscious mind life-giving thoughts and you will wipe out all the negative patterns lost therein. As you continue to do this, all the past will be wiped out and remembered no more. The subconscious heals a malignancy of the skin. A personal healing will ever be the most convincing evidence of the healing powers of the subconscious mind. Over 40 years ago, I resolved a malignancy of the skin through prayer. Medical therapy had failed to check the growth and it was getting progressively worse. A clergyman with a deep psychological knowledge explained to me the inner meaning of the 139th Psalm, wherein it says, "In thy book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as yet there was none of them." He explained that the term book meant my subconscious mind, which fashioned and modeled all my organs from an invisible cell. He also pointed out that in as much as my subconscious mind made my body, it could also recreate it and heal it according to the perfect pattern within it. This Kalarzi man showed me his watch and said, "This had a maker." And the watchmaker had to have the idea first in mind before the watch became an objective reality. And if the watch was out of order, the watchmaker could fix it. My friend reminded me that the subconscious intelligence which created my body was like a watchmaker, and it also knew exactly how to heal, restore and direct all the vital function and processes of my body, but that I had to give it the perfect idea of health. This would act as cause, and the effect would be a healing. I prayed a very simple way as follows. My body and all its organs were created by the infinite intelligence in my subconscious mind. It knows how to heal me. Its wisdom fashioned all my organs, tissues, muscles and bones. This infinite healing presence within me is now transforming every atom of my being, making me whole and perfect now. I give thanks for the healing I know is taking place now. Wonderful are the works of the creative intelligence within me. I prayed aloud for about 5 minutes 2 or 3 times a day, repeating the above simple prayer. In about 3 months, my skin was whole and perfect. As you can see, all I did was give life-giving patterns of wholeness, beauty and perfection to my subconscious mind, thereby obliterating the negative image and patterns of thoughts lodged in my subconscious mind, which were the cause of all my trouble. Nothing appears on your body except when the mental equivalence is first in your mind. And as you change your mind by drenching it with incessant affirmatives, you change your body. This is the basis of all healing. Marvels are thy works, and that my soul, subconscious mind, knoweth right well. Psalm 139:14. Dear friends, you know that our learners, listeners and watchers, those who are preparing themselves for the competition for appearing in the examination of NET and SLAT in English, they must know the fundamentals of the Holy Scripture, the Holy Bible, for knowing the true meaning of the words. How the subconscious mind, how the subconscious controls all functions of the body. While you are awake or sound asleep upon your bed, the ceaseless, tireless action of your subconscious mind controls all the vital functions of your body without the help of your conscious mind. For example, while you are asleep, your heart continues to beat rhythmically. Your lungs do not rest, and the process of inhalation and exhalation, whereby your blood absorbs fresh air, goes on just the same as when you are awake. Your subconscious controls your digestive processes and glandular secretions, as well as all the other mysterious operations of your body. The hair on your face continues to grow, whether you are asleep or awake. Scientists tell us that the skin secretes much more perspiration during sleep than during the waking hours. Your eyes, ears, and other senses are active during sleep. For instance, many of our great scientists have received answers to perplexing problems while they were asleep. They saw the answers in a dream. Oftentimes, your conscious mind interferes with the normal rhythm of the heart, lungs, and functioning of the stomach and intestines by worry and anxiety, fear and depression. These patterns of thought interfere with the harmonious functioning of your subconscious mind. When mentally disturbed, the best procedure is to let go, relax, and still the wheels of your thought processes. Speak to your subconscious mind, telling it to take over in peace, harmony and divine order. You will find that all the functions of your body will become normal again. Be sure to speak to your subconscious mind with authority and conviction, and it will confirm to your mind. Your subconscious seeks to preserve your life and restore you to health at all cost. It causes you to love your children, which also illustrates an intrinsic desire to preserve your life. Let us suppose you accidentally have some bad food. You accidentally ate some bad food. Your subconscious mind would cause you to regurgitate it. If you inadvertently took some poison, your subconscious powers would proceed to neutralize it. If you completely entrusted yourself to its wonder-working power, you would be entirely restored to health. How to get the subconscious to work for you? The first thing to realize is that your subconscious mind is always working. It is active night and day, whether you act upon it or not. Your subconscious is the builder of your body, but you cannot consciously perceive or hear that inner silent process. Your business is with your conscious mind and not your subconscious mind. Just keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best and make sure the thoughts you habitually think are based on whatsoever things are lovely, true, just, and of good report. Begin now to take care of your conscious mind, knowing in your heart and soul that your subconscious mind is always expressing, reproducing, and manifesting according to your habitual thinking. Remember, just as water takes the shape of the pipe it flows through, the life principle in you flows through you according to the nature of your thoughts. Claim that the healing presence in your subconscious is flowing through you as harmony, health, peace, joy and abundance. Think of it as a living intelligence, a lovely companion on the way. Firmly believe it in continuously. It is continuously flowing through your vivifying, inspiring and prospiring you. It will respond exactly this way. It is done unto you as you believe. Healing principle of the subconscious restores atrophied optic nerves. Healing principle of the subconscious restores atrophied optic nerves. There is the well-known duly authenticated case of Madame Bayer of France, recorded in the archives of the medical department of Lourdes, France. She was blind. The optic nerves were atrophied and useless. She visited Lourdes and had what she termed a miraculous healing. Ruth Cranston, a Protestant young lady who investigated and wrote about healings at Lourdes in Maclave magazine, November 1955, writes about Madame Bayer as follows. At Lourdes, she regained her sight incredibly, with the optic nerves still lifeless and useless, as several doctors could testify after repeated examinations. A month later, upon re-examination, it was found that the seeing mechanism had been restored to normal. But at first, so far as medical examination could tell, she was seeing with dead eyes. I have visited Lourdes several times where I too witnessed some healings, and of course, as we shall explain in the next chapter, there is no doubt that healing takes place at many shrines throughout the world, Christian and non-Christian. The waters of the shrine did not heal Madame Bayer, so whom we just referred, but by her own subconscious mind, which responded to her belief. The healing principle within her subconscious mind responded to the nature of her thought. Belief is a thought in the subconscious mind. It means to accept something as true. The thought accepted executes itself automatically. Undoubtedly, Madame Bayer went to the shrine with expectancy and great faith, knowing in her heart she would receive a healing. Her subconscious mind responded accordingly, releasing the ever-present healing forces. The subconscious mind, which created the eye, can certainly bring a dead now back to life. What creative principle created, it can recreate according to your belief is done unto you. How to convey the idea of perfect health to your subconscious mind. A Protestant minister I knew in Johannesburg, South Africa, told me the method he used to convey the idea of perfect health to his subconscious mind. He had cancer of the lung. His technique as given to me in his own handwriting is exactly as follows. Several times a day, I would make certain that I was completely relaxed mentally and physically. I relaxed my body by speaking to it as follows. My feet are relaxed. My ankles are relaxed. My legs are relaxed. My abdominal muscles are relaxed. My heart and lungs are relaxed. My head is relaxed. My whole being is completely relaxed. After about 5 minutes, I would be in sleepy, drowsy state. And then I affirm the following truth. The perfection of God is now being expressed through me. The idea of perfect health is now filling my subconscious mind. The image God has of me is a perfect image, and my subconscious mind recreates my body in perfect accordance with the perfect image held in the mind of God. This minister had a remarkable healing. This is a simple, easy way of conveying the idea of perfect health to your subconscious mind. Another wonderful way to convey the idea of health to your subconscious is through discipline of scientific imagination. I told a man who was suffering from functional paralysis to make a vivid picture of himself walking around in his office, touching the desk, answering the telephone, and doing all the things he ordinarily would do if he were healed. I explained to him that this idea and mental picture of perfect health would be accepted by his subconscious mind. He lived the role. Another wonderful way to convey the idea of health to your subconscious mind is through disciplined or scientific imagination. I told a man who was suffering from functional paralysis to make a vivid picture of himself walking around in his office, touching the desk, answering the telephone, and doing all the things he ordinarily would do if he were healed. I explained to him that this idea and mental pictures of perfect health would be accepted by his subconscious mind. He lived the role and actually felt himself back in the office. He knew that he was giving his subconscious mind something definite to work upon. His subconscious mind was the film upon which the picture was impressed. One day, after several weeks of frequent conditioning of the mind, with this mental picture, the telephone rang by prearrangement and kept ringing while his wife and nurse were out. The telephone was about 12 feet away, but nevertheless, he managed to answer it. He was healed at that hour. The healing power of the subconscious mind responded to his mental imagery, and a healing followed. This man had a mental blow which prevented impulses from the brain reaching his legs. Therefore, he said he could not walk. When he shifted his attention to the healing power within him, the power flowed through. His focused attention enabling him to walk. Whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. MATT 21:22. Through the Bible, through the Holy Scripture of the Christian people, we are listening the whole study of our internal mind, ideas worth remembering. One is, your subconscious mind controls all the vital processes of your body and knows the answer to all problems. Next, number 2 is, prior to sleep, turn over a specific request to your subconscious mind and prove its miracle working power to yourself. 3 is, whatever you impress on your subconscious mind is expressed on the screen of space as conditions, experiences, and events. Therefore, you should carefully watch all ideas and thoughts and train in your conscious mind. For the law of action and reaction is universal. Your thought is action, and the reaction is the automatic response of your subconscious mind to your thought. Watch your thoughts. 5 is, all frustration is due to unfulfilled desire. If you dwell on obstacles, delays, and difficulties, your subconscious mind responds accordingly, and you are looking your own good. 6 is the life principle will flow through you rhythmically and harmoniously. If you consciously affirm, I believe that this subconscious power which gave me this desire is now fulfilling it through me. This dissolves all conflicts. 7 is you can interfere with the normal rhythm of your heart, lungs, and other organs by worry and anxiety and fear. Feed your subconscious mind, feed your subconscious with thoughts of harmony, health and peace, and all the functions of your body will become normal again. Number 8 is keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best, and your subconscious will faithfully reproduce your habitual thinking. Next is number 9. Imagine the happy ending. Imagine the happy ending or solution to your problem. Feel the thrill of the accomplishment, and what you imagine and feel will be accepted by your subconscious mind and bring it to pass. Dear friends, brothers, sisters, and all professionals, those who are listening, watching and reading about the truth of science and spirituality from language to literature. It is really wonderful time. Our own scholars, those who are studying in the foreign universities, Oxford, Cambridge, California, Pennsylvania, Chicago, and other reputed universities all over the world, they are studying. They are busy. They must be busy in researching on the truth of soul. How the soul can be free from the vices, from lust, ego, avariciousness, falsification. If our soul has covered, if our soul is not free from the foundations of materialistic things, then our soul cannot get the flight in the sky high. So dear friends, if our mind has the power, our subconscious mind has the power to control, to monitor, to manage, to direct, to instruct, to inform the unchangeable things, ununderstandable things, then dear friends, how is the power of soul? Who is the maker of this mind? Who is the maker of this body? Who is the maker of this universe? Who has made the earth, the heaven, the sky, the soul, the water, the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, the whole celestial bodies of the nature? Who has made? Who is speaking in us? Who is listening with us? Who is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent and almighty? Who He is, who He was and who He will? Dear friends, He is the immortal figure in past, present and future. We should never forget His miracles that He has provided us. Today आपको दिखाते हैं केरल के इडुक्की जिले में स्थित थेकड़ी केरल का एक प्रमुख हिल स्टेशन है। केरल के इडुक्की जिले में स्थित थेकड़ी केरल का एक प्रमुख हिल स्टेशन है। यह स्थल थेकड़ी समुद्र तल से लगभग 3300 फुट की ऊंचाई पर बसा है। प्रकृति के करीब होने का एहसास दिलाने वाली यह जगह लोगों को अपनी ओर आकर्षित करती है। हर साल देश विदेश के हजारों सैलानी यहाँ आते हैं। यहाँ का सबसे बड़ा आकर्षण यहाँ का पेरियार वन्य जीव अभयारण्य है। वन्य जीवों को करीब से देखना सच में एक रोमांचक अनुभव है। इसके अलावा मसालों के उत्पादन के लिए भी यह स्थान विश्व भर में प्रसिद्ध है। अगर आप प्रकृति के बेहद खूबसूरत नज़ारे बेहद करीब से देखना चाहते हैं तो थेकड़ी की सैर करनी चाहिए। गर्मियों के दौरान परिवार और दोस्तों के साथ एक क्वालिटी टाइम स्पेंड करने के लिए यह एक परफेक्ट परफेक्ट डेस्टिनेशन है। आइए जानते हैं थेकड़ी की सैर के दौरान आप कौन कौन सी खास चीजों का आनंद जी भर कर ले सकते हैं। पेरियार वन्य जीव अभयारण्य। पेरियार वन्य जीव अभयारण्य भारत के चुनिंदा सबसे खास राष्ट्रीय उद्यानों में गिना जाता है। दक्षिणी भारत घूमने आए पर्यटकों के बीच यह उद्यान काफी लोकप्रिय है। लगभग 925 वर्ग किलोमीटर में फैला यह वन क्षेत्र असंख्य वन्य प्राणियों के साथ पहाड़ी वनस्पतियों को सुरक्षित आश्रय देने का काम करता है। वैसे तो आप यहाँ अनेकों जीव जंतुओं को देख सकते हैं, लेकिन यह उद्यान एक बड़े हाथी रिजर्व और एक बाघ अभयारण्य के लिए ज्यादा जाना जाता है। इन बड़े वन क्षेत्र को 1982 में एक राष्ट्रीय उद्यान का दर्जा दिया गया था। यह उद्यान इलायची पर्वत के एक पहाड़ी क्षेत्र पर बसा है। यहाँ आप हाथी और बाघ के अलावा सांबर, जंगली सुअर, जंगली बिल्ली, नीलगिरी लंगूर, भारतीय विशाल गिलहरी, गोर आदि जीवों को देख सकते हैं। इसके अलावा यहाँ पक्षियों की 265 और मछलियों की 40 प्रजातियां निवास करती हैं। गर्मियों के दौरान एक रोमांचक सफर के लिए आप पेरियार वन्य जीव अभयारण्य की सैर का प्लान बना सकते हैं। नाव लेकर करीब से वन्य जीव देखने का अवसर आपको यहाँ मिल जाता है। थेकड़ी झील की सैर। थेकड़ी में आप वन्य जीवन ट्रैकिंग या हाथी सफारी के माध्यम से भी देख सकते हैं, लेकिन इनसे अलग अगर आप थेकड़ी झील की सैर के दौरान वन्य भ्रमण करें तो ज्यादा रोमांचक अनुभूति का एहसास करेंगे। थेकड़ी झील यहाँ के हिल स्टेशन और वन्य अभयारण्य की सबसे खास झील मानी जाती है, जो चारों तरफ से घने जंगलों से घिरी है। झील की सैर के दौरान आप जंगल के सबसे अद्भुत और दुर्लभ दृश्यों को देख पाएंगे। अगर आप चाहें तो आप अपने कैमरे से यहाँ की खूबसूरती को भी उतार सकते हैं। थेकड़ी भ्रमण के दौरान आप यहाँ की झील की सैर का प्लान जरूर बनाएं। और ये अगस्त के महीने में हमारे वर्तमान प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने केरला वासियों के लिए, गोवा वासियों के लिए जल बचाने से संबंधित और उनको हर घर में जल उपलब्ध कराने संबंधित अनेकों कार्यक्रम शुरू किए हैं। अनाकारा उपरोक्त स्थानों के अलावा आप अगर चाहें तो इडुक्की जिले के अनाकारा गांव की सैर का प्लान बना सकते हैं। इडुक्की वन्य जीव अभयारण्य ने यह खूबसूरत गांव 18 किलोमीटर की दूरी पर स्थित है। अनाकारा लगभग 50 वर्ग किलोमीटर के क्षेत्र में फैला है, जो अपने मसालों के बागानों और आकर्षक झरनों के लिए ज्यादा जाना जाता है। प्राकृतिक खूबसूरती का एक अनोखा रूप आप यहाँ आकर देख सकते हैं। इडुक्की जिले के इस खास गंतव्य में आप प्राकृतिक खूबसूरती के साथ साथ एडवेंचर के शौक को भी पूरा कर सकते हैं। आप यहाँ ट्रैकिंग और पैराग्लाइडिंग का रोमांचक अनुभव ले सकते हैं। पीरमेट यह थेकड़ी से 38 किलोमीटर की दूरी पर स्थित है। यह एक हरा भरा क्षेत्र है जिसका नाम पीर मोहम्मद नामक सूफी संत के नाम पर पड़ा है। उनकी याद में पीरू पहाड़ी पर एक बहुत बड़ा मकबरा बना हुआ है। माना जाता है कि इन सूफी संत ने त्रावणकोर के महाराज को बहुत प्रभावित किया था और यह जगह गर्मियों के मौसम में शाही आरामगाह के रूप में इस्तेमाल की जाने लगी। मकबरे के पास ही शाही परिवार की आरामगाह और त्रावणकोर के दीवान का घर है। अब इनका प्रयोग पर्यटन विभाग के गेस्ट हाउस के रूप में होता है। यहाँ से 5 किलोमीटर की दूरी पर गरमपी नामक जगह है जहाँ पर ट्रैकिंग का लुत्फ उठाया जा सकता है। यह सहाद्री आयुर्वेदिक केंद्र भी है जो पीरमेट डेवलपमेंट सोसाइटी द्वारा चलाया जाता है। यहाँ पास ही एक आदिवासी बस्ती है जहाँ तक आप गाइड की सहायता से ट्रैकिंग करते हुए जा सकते हैं। पुल्लूमेडु थेकड़ी से 43 किलोमीटर दूर यह पर्वतीय नगर पेरियार नदी के किनारे स्थित है। यहाँ की हरियाली पर्यटकों को बरबस अपनी ओर खींचती है। यहाँ मिलने वाली दुर्लभ वनस्पति और जंतु इसके आकर्षण को और बढ़ा देते हैं। यहाँ केवल जीप में ही जाया जा सकता है। इस जगह से सबरीमला का अयप्पा मंदिर और मकर ज्योति भी दिखाई देती है। यह स्थान वर्जित वन क्षेत्र के अंतर्गत आता है, इसलिए यहाँ आने से पहले वन्य विभाग से अनुमति लेना जरूरी है। अनुमति के लिए आप वन्य जीव संरक्षक अधिकारी, थेगड़ी या रेंज ऑफिसर वलाकवडू से संपर्क कर सकते हैं। कुमिली थेगड़ी की यात्रा करने वाले किसी भी पर्यटक को एक बार कुमिली अवश्य घूमना चाहिए। थेगड़ी से 4 किलोमीटर के बाहरी इलाके में स्थित इलायची पहाड़ियों के बीच बसा यह खूबसूरत शहर मसाले और चाय के बगानों के लिए बेहद मशहूर है। स्पाइस ट्रेंडिंग ने इस स्थान को व्यवसायिक रूप से भी महत्वपूर्ण बना दिया है। पर्यटक इस शहर में केरल के विशिष्ट व्यंजनों का आनंद ले सकते हैं। बंबू राफ्टिंग, आपने रिवर राफ्टिंग तो बहुत की होगी, लेकिन क्या आपने राफ्टिंग के लिए बंबू बोर्ड का इस्तेमाल किया है? शायद नहीं। अगर आप थेकड़ी के जंगलों के बीच नदी में बंबू राफ्टिंग का रोमांचक आनंद लेना चाहते हैं तो यहाँ जरूर आए। थेकड़ी में वाटर एक्टिविटी में बंबू राफ्टिंग काफी खास माना जाता है। बंबू राफ्टिंग की सुविधा आपको यहाँ जंगल विभाग उपलब्ध कराएगा, जिनके दर्शन दिशा निर्देश से आप इस खास राफ्टिंग का आनंद ले सकते हैं। बंबू बोर्ड के सहारे आप जंगल और यहाँ के अन्य प्राणियों को भी देख सकते हैं। भाइयों बहनों, ये हमारी भारत की सुंदर वनस्पति और उस प्रकृति का नजारा पूरे इस अगस्त के महीने में देखने को अलग ही रोमांच पैदा करता है। हमारे पूरे भारत के अंदर जो प्रकृति की विभिन्नताएं, अनेकता में एकता, हर राज्य के अंदर हर क्षेत्र विशेष की अपनी खास एक विशेष पहचान है, जिसे देखा जा सकता है, जिसे देखने के लिए सैलानी पर्यटक बाहर से इस भारत देश को देखने के लिए आते हैं। और ये भारत की भूमि आकर्षण से भरी हुई भूमि, ये भारत की भूमि सुंदरता मनमोहक दृश्यों से भरी हुई भूमि है। इस भूमि को 4 चांद लगाने के लिए हमारे महापुरुषों ने अनेकों कुर्बानियां दी हैं। ये कुर्बानियों के इतिहास की भूमि है और इस यहाँ की प्रकृति की सुंदरता में, यहाँ की विभिन्नता की एकता में हमें उनकी कुर्बानियों की झलक साफ नजर आती है, जो उन्होंने अपना जीवन दूसरों के तप, त्याग, बलिदान, बेसहारों का सहारा, लाचारों की मदद, इस तरह के कार्य जो कि निस्वार्थ भाव से किए, समाज भलाई के कार्य, जन कल्याण के कार्य करते हुए पीछे नहीं हटे और उन्होंने अपना पूरा जीवन मानवता की सेवा के लिए न्यौछावर किया। आज वो भाई बहन जो शिक्षा लेना चाहते हैं इस मातृभूमि से, पूरे विश्व के अंदर मौजूद हैं। पूरे विश्व को संदेश देने वाली ये भूमि, आज ये शांति का संदेश देने वाली भूमि, हमारे माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय, माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय एवं प्रथम प्रधानमंत्री पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू, स्वतंत्र भारत के प्रथम प्रधानमंत्री पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू और आज हमारे आधुनिक समय के माननीय सम्माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी जी, जो कि आज हमारे इस मातृभूमि की सेवा में दिन रात प्रबल प्रयासों से जुटे हुए हैं, ताकि विश्व के अंदर हम अपनी शांति की स्थापना का संदेश प्रदान कर सकें। ये भारत की भूमि सांस्कृतिक मूल्यों को रखने वाली, सामाजिक मूल्यों को पूरे विश्व के अंदर योगदान देने वाली, और देखिए भाइयों बहनों, हमारे वो विकसित देश जो आपस में स्वार्थों की वजह से अशांत हो चुके हैं और उनके अंदर अभी भी भूख है, लेकिन ये भारत की विकासशील भूमि ऐसी शांतमय भूमि है, ऐसी मातृभूमि जो पूरे देश के अंदर नंबर 1 संस्कृति को लिए हुए है, और ये विकासशील देश होकर भी पूरे विकसित देशों को संदेश देने का एक अपने आप में अहम योगदान प्रदान करता है। ये भारत देश, ये भारत की भूमि, ये भारत की संस्कृति, ये भारत के मौसम, ये भारत का विज्ञान, ये भारत का महाविज्ञान, ये भारत के दर्शक, ये भारत के पर्यटक स्थल, ये भारत की सांस्कृतिक विरासत, जो भी देखने आता है वो यहाँ का ही होकर रह जाता है। पूरी दुनिया में, पूरे संसार भर में आप जहां भी जा रहे हैं, हमारे भारतीय जहां कहीं भी बैठे हुए हैं, वे जानते हैं कि हमारे भारत की भूमि जैसा देश, भारत की संस्कृति जैसी देश पूरे विश्व में कहीं नहीं है। यहाँ के रिश्ते नातों के प्रति जो वफादारी, जिसे स्वामी विवेकानंदा 1893 में केवल मात्र एक अमेरिका के अंदर लेकर गए थे, लेकिन उस संसद भवन के अंदर अनेक विश्व के देशों को प्रतिनिधित्व देने वाले धर्म संस्थान के अनुयायी, धर्म संस्थानों के प्रतिनिधित्व करने वाले वो लोग मौजूद थे। जब वे सुनते हैं हमारे इस बात के संपूर्ण सन्यासी का ऐसा भाषण, ऐसी सोच, ऐसी विषय वस्तु जो उनको मंत्रमुग्ध कर देती है और उनके ऊपर ऐसा जादू छा जाता है स्वामी जी की आवाज का, जब वो कहने लगते हैं पूरे भारतीयों को ही नहीं, पूरे विश्ववासियों को, मेरे भाइयों और बहनों, ये महान संदेश केवल मात्र एक भारत की संस्कृति के अमूल्य मूल्यों का संदेश नहीं था, बल्कि ये उनके चारित्रिक विधान का, उनके चारित्रिक होने की, उनकी देश के प्रति वफादारी, ईमानदारी, नेक नीयतों का प्रतीक था। भाइयों बहनों, आज हमें उन युवाओं की इस बात की मातृभूमि को जरूरत है कि हमें वो जो सबसे पहले हमारी बात की भूमि पर आए, वो महापुरुष, संत, ऋषि मुनि, जिनको भारत की भूमि ही अच्छी लगती थी, यहाँ का निवास स्थान, यहाँ की भोजन, यहाँ के वस्त्र, यहाँ की वेशभूषा, यहाँ का चाल चलन, यहाँ का रहन सहन, वो मातृभूमि का संदेश उनकी नस नस में बस गया था। तो इसी को ही उन्होंने कायम रखने के लिए हमारे अनेक अमूल्य हमारे जीवन के लिए प्रदान किए। उन्होंने अलग अलग धर्मों के अंदर अलग अलग ग्रंथों की स्थापना करवाई और उनका सीधा संबंध प्रकृति के साथ था। वो प्रकृति के साथ साहचर्य का संबंध रखते थे। आज हमारे विद्वान, हमारे सभी लेखक साहबान, वे हमारे मंत्री साहबान, हमारे सभी विद्यार्थी साथी, विद्वान विदुषियां जो स्कूलों में, कॉलेजों में अध्ययन कर रहे हैं, वो सब जानते हैं कि ये हमारी भारत की भूमि एक ऐसी भूमि है जहाँ पर मर मिटकर भी आदमी जिंदा होने की तालीम रखता है। देखिए भारतीय भाइयों बहनों, आज वो महापुरुष जो हमारे बीच में शारीरिक रूप से नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी उनकी आवाज, उनके बुलंद हौसले, उनकी कुर्बानियां, उनकी शहादत, उनकी रहनुमाई आज हमारे हर मात्र जीव प्राणी के अंदर बसती है। यदि हम उन महापुरुषों के लेख को, उनके शुभ संदेश को, उनके सुसमाचार को याद करके अपने हर कार्य के अंदर जुट जाते हैं, तो हो नहीं सकता कि हमारा भारत देश फिर से सोने की चिड़िया कहलाने वाला देश संपूर्ण रूप से, संपूर्ण शक्तियों से, संपूर्ण व्यवस्थाओं से प्रगाढ़ ना बने। इसके अंदर ये शक्ति ताकत है कि ये पूरे विश्व के अंदर अपने इस तिरंगे का परचम लहराता आ रहा है, लहरा रहा है और लहराएगा। क्यों? क्योंकि ऐसे महान विचारक, महान विद्वान, महान विदुषियां इस भारत की भूमि पर जन्म लेती हैं। ऐसे शासक प्रशासकों की ये भूमि जो आज हमारे केंद्रीय स्थल के अंदर बैठे हुए हैं, जो आज हमारे दिल दिमाग के अंदर तिरंगे झंडे के रूप में समाये हुए हैं, आज हम उनकी यादों को जिंदा करते हुए फिर से अपने कार्यों को अंजाम देते हैं, अपने कार्यों के अंदर जी जान से जुड़ जाते हैं। और इस मातृभूमि की रक्षा के लिए हमारे सभी साथी, सेवक, कर्मचारी, नौकरशाही, सभी के सभी भाई जो शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में, कृषि के क्षेत्र में, विज्ञान के क्षेत्र में, अनुसंधान के क्षेत्र में, स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में, रक्षा के क्षेत्र में, सेवाओं के क्षेत्र में हर समय लगे रहते हैं। आज, अब और यहाँ हमारे पास जो भी शब्द हैं वो सूरज को दीपक दिखाने के मानित हैं। हम उनकी तारीफ के अंदर अपने शब्दों को भी छोटा मानते हैं, जानते हैं, समझते हैं। क्यों? क्योंकि ये शब्द उनकी ऐतिहासिक कुर्बानियों के सामने कुछ भी नहीं है। तो भाइयों बहनों, सबके बावजूद हम इस मातृभूमि के ऋणी हैं। इसका ऋण चुकाने के लिए हम वचनबद्ध और कटिबद्ध हैं। हमारा चरम लक्ष्य, परम कर्तव्य, कटिबद्धता और वचनबद्धता ये होनी चाहिए कि हमें इस मातृभूमि के लिए मर मिटने की सौगंध खानी है, इस मिट्टी की, कि हम भारत का प्रत्येक दिन आजादी दिवस के रूप में मनाएं और आजादी प्रदान करने वाले वो महापुरुष जो हमें आत्मिक रूप से, सामाजिक रूप से, राजनीतिक रूप से, आर्थिक रूप से, पारिवारिक रूप से, व्यक्तिगत रूप से, हर प्रकार से हमें आजादी प्रदान करने वाले वो महापुरुष जिनका जीवन, जिनकी जीवनियां, जिनकी कहानियां यदि हम पढ़ते हैं, सुनते हैं, लिखते हैं, गाते हैं, तो ये सब पूरी धरती को यदि कागज समझ लिया जाए और पूरे वनस्पति की कलमें बना ली जाए, पूरे समुद्रों की शाही बना ली जाए और हवा को कहा जाए अपनी रफ्तार से लिख दे, तो भी हम उनकी उपमा को लिख बोल में गा नहीं सकते। लेकिन फिर भी इसका मतलब अभिप्राय ये नहीं है कि हमें उनके गाने के प्रयास को छोड़ना चाहिए, बल्कि हमें और भी बुलंद हौसलों के साथ हर दिन को दूसरों के प्रति समर्पण के लिए बिताना चाहिए। निस्वार्थ भाव से जीना, ये हमारे महापुरुषों ने हमें सिखाया है। हमारी नस नस के अंदर ऐसा खून भरा है कि हमें निस्वार्थ का जीवन जीना है, जो कि हमारे लिए परम शांति लेकर आता है, हमारे जीवन के लिए परमानंद लेकर आता है। ये स्वार्थ का जीवन हम देखते हैं कि पशु पक्षी भी नहीं जीते। हमारे जीव जंतु जो आसपास प्रकृति के द्वारा हमें प्रदान किए गए हैं, वो भी स्वार्थ का जीवन नहीं जीते। वो जीते जी भी सेवा करते हैं और मरने के उपरांत भी हमें सेवाएं प्रदान करते हैं। तो भारतीय भाइयों बहनों, हमारा ये फर्ज बनता है कि हमें जो श्वास अति बेशकीमती खजाना भगवान ने दिया और इसके अंदर जो हमें कर्मठता की शक्ति दी, हमें उसे जी जान से अपने आप को पूर्णतः समर्पित होकर के इस देश की सेवा के अंदर लगना चाहिए। अंततः अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हुआ मैं अपने सभी भारतीय भाइयों बहनों से, माताओं से, बच्चों से, बुजुर्गों से, सभी से यह आह्वान करता हूं कि वे हमारे प्रकृति के सुंदरता को बनाए रखने के लिए, इस वातावरण के स्वच्छता के लिए आगे आए और पेड़ों को लगाएं, ज्यादा से ज्यादा उनकी रक्षा करें और प्रदूषण से रहित रखने के लिए, हमें अनेकों प्रकार के प्रदूषण से दूर रखने के लिए हमें नित्य प्रतिदिन अपनी साफ सफाई और आसपास की साफ सफाई का ध्यान रखना है, ताकि हम हर प्रकार से इस भारतीय भूमि को, इस भारतीय समाज को बीमारियों से दूर रखें और एक स्वच्छ सुंदर सोच के साथ में दूसरों की भलाई करने के लिए आगे आए। क्योंकि हमारा ये भारत के देशवासियों का ही नहीं, भारत के उन महापुरुषों का सपना था। ये उनके सपनों का देश, ये उनकी सपनों की चरम सीमा, परम सीमा है। तो हमें अपने जी जान से जुड़ जाना है, इस देश की सेवा के अंदर लगना है, स्वार्थ का जीवन छोड़ करके परमार्थ और पुरुषार्थ की ओर बढ़ना है। ये हमारे जीवन का परम लक्ष्य होना चाहिए। भाइयों बहनों, जो भी बच्चे, बूढ़े, जवान जो आज लगे हुए हैं भारत के नौजवान साथियों की सेवाओं में, उनको अपना स्वार्थ का जीवन त्याग करके परमार्थ का जीवन जीने के लिए तैयार रहना चाहिए। तभी वे जान पाएंगे कि हमारे इस मातृभूमि की रक्षा का क्या संदेश हमारे महापुरुषों ने दिया, जो सबसे पहले इस मातृभूमि के अंदर आए और उन्होंने इस पवित्रता का संदेश दिया। उन्होंने अनेक धर्मों की ऐसे नेक पवित्र ग्रंथों की रचना करवाई, ताकि हम उनको पढ़ें और पढ़ने के बाद उसको अमल में लाएं। खाली हम उसके कला करने वाले या उनको पढ़ने वाले बनकर ना रह जाएं, बल्कि उनका प्रायोगिक स्थान किस तरह से हमें उनके अनुभवों को प्रयोग में लाना है, ये भी सीखना है। और हमारे पूरे भारतवासियों को, हमारे बुजुर्गों को, महिलाओं को, बच्चों को, बूढ़ों को, जवानों को, सबको देश सेवा के अंदर जुटने के लिए तैयार रहना है, जिसमें कि परम शांति है। सबसे बड़ा लक्ष्य, सबसे बड़ी खुशी यही है। बाकी स्वार्थ का जीवन तो हमारे सभी वो जीव प्राणी जीते हैं जो कि दिमाग रहित हैं, फिर भी वो दूसरों की सेवा के लिए जीवन जीते हैं। भाइयों बहनों, हमारा तो ये लक्ष्य होना चाहिए भाइयों बहनों कि हमें हमारे चरित्र के प्रति सावधान रह करके हमारे को चरित्रवान बनना है, वफादार बनना है अपने रिश्ते नातों के प्रति। ये महान संदेश स्वामी विवेकानंद 1893 में लेकर के पूरे विश्व के अंदर गए और उन्होंने ये महान संदेश दिया कि चरित्र से जानी जाती है हमारी भारत की भूमि, ये चित्रों से नहीं जानी जाती। ये संदेश अगर किसी युवा महापुरुष ने, युवा समाज सुधारक ने दिया तो वो थे स्वामी विवेकानंद, जिन्होंने हमें जीने का ढंग सिखाया, बताया कि सफलता का अभिप्राय लगातार अनवरत अपने उस कार्य के अंदर जुटे रहना है, लगातार संघर्षशील रहना है और किसी भी स्थान के ऊपर रुकना नहीं। क्योंकि हमारे दिमाग में अगर स्वार्थ आते हैं तो ये हमें रोकते हैं, हमें परहेज करवाते हैं कि हमें अच्छे काम नहीं करने। मत रुकिए, क्योंकि ये 5 तत्व का इंसानी पुतला एयर, फायर, सोइल, स्काई, वाटर के रूप में आपकी तारीफ करने के लिए आपका साक्षी है, आपकी गवाही देता है कि आपके हर नेक अच्छे काम जो रिकॉर्डेड हैं, ऐतिहासिक हैं, वो उनके लिए दिन के अंदर आप देखें, सूरज देवता, धरती माता, जिसे हम कहते हैं पानी पिता, पवन गुरु, धरती माता, वे सब इसके साक्षी हैं, गवाह हैं। दिन के समय सूरज देवता, रात के समय चंद्र देवता, सितारे, आसमान, ये सब आपकी गवाही देंगे कि आपने जो जीवन जिया है वो दूसरों के लिए जीवन जीना है, परस्वार्थ के लिए जीना है, स्वार्थी जीवन को छोड़ना है, निस्वार्थ जीवन जीना है, जो कि आपको असली खुशी, असली आनंद प्रदान करता है। और इसी आनंद के लिए भाइयों बहनों हमें प्रयासरत रहना है। यही हमारा चरम लक्ष्य है, परम कर्तव्य होना चाहिए कि हम गंदगी के जीवन को छोड़ करके, वो नरकीय जीवन को छोड़ करके, जो काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, अहंकार, मन में विषय विकारों की गंदगी से भरा हुआ जीवन है, इससे आजाद करा के आत्मा को परम शांति प्रदान करवाना है। इस लक्ष्य को प्रदान करवाने के लिए यदि हम दृढ़ संकल्पित होंगे, तब ये हमारा लक्ष्य महापुरुषों का पूरा होगा। हमारे भारतीय भाइयों बहनों, आप इस जो शब्दों की, वाणी की, सोच की अंतिम प्रस्तुति के अंदर मैं आप सबसे इन शब्दों के दौरान जो भी जोश और होश प्रभु ने हमें प्रदान किया है, इसके लिए आपका धन्यवाद। और हमारे भाइयों बहनों का धन्यवाद जो भी ध्यान से आप सुन रहे हैं, लगन से सुन रहे हैं। इस भारत की नव निर्माण के लिए, भारत की भूमि को पुनर्जीवित करने के लिए यदि आप आगे आना चाहते हैं, अपना योगदान देना चाहते हैं, तो दृढ़ संकल्पित होकर के सबका साथ, सबका विकास और सबके प्रयास और सबके विश्वास के साथ आप जुटेंगे तो आवश्यक रूप से हमारी भारत की भूमि ये फिर से हरी भरी होगी और प्राकृतिक वातावरण फिर से खुशहाली और नेक नियत के साथ में ये हमें ऐसी खुशियां प्रदान करने वाला बन सकता है। ये अगस्त का महीना, जिसका हर दिन आजादी का महीना है। प्रिय भारतीय भाइयों बहनों, धन्यवाद। थैंक यू dear friends all over the world, those who are listening, may God bless you, all of you.